How's everybody doing? Sorry, I can't find my camera stand, so I'm holding my phone. So if the video is shaking a little bit, I apologize because there it is. My hand's holding it up. So what I'd like to talk about is the blood moon lunar eclipse that has happened here in 2025 last night, and what that means for you. Last time we had a blood moon lunar eclipse, I think it was 3 years ago, and we've had several blood moons for the past 5 years, specifically the last three, and lunar eclipses have happened more frequently too, if I believe so. And of course, we had all the planetary alignments that happened a couple years ago as well. So there's a lot of astrology and cosmic like karma and spirituality things happening. But for the blood moon the lunar eclipse last night for March, what that means for you is basically it's a time to let go, relax, and kind of let the chips fall where they may. You may feel like you're gonna like hustle and bustle and grind, but that's not the energies that are at play right now. You like if you try to work harder and work harder, you're gonna climb up a hill that's like progressively inclining until it's vertical and beyond vertical, where you're like hanging there like Tom Cruise on Mission Impossible. It's gonna be very, very difficult if you keep trying hard and not like let go and relax a little bit. And being with that also is a sign of good luck, because when you relax and let go, let the universe do its work, especially around this time with the energies that are at play, luck is actually increasing as long as you're kind of doing your practices and believe in it, basically. Even if you don't believe in it that much, sit back and watch with a open mind and see if it happens for you. I don't like to force any of my information on you. This is what I've learned from spirituality, and I like to share it with you. That's the whole point of this. Take what you like, throw away what you don't. If you like all of it, great. I've already done a lot of that work where I've taken what's worked for me and what I've learned and thrown away the stuff that I didn't feel was raising my vibration or good for me. So I already did that side of it, but everyone's different. So some tricks and tips might work for you better in certain things and certain things for others. But anyways, being with that, let it go and relax state and letting good luck, flourish. There could be things that seem actually like bad luck to you. Things will happen that looks like almost like Mercury retrograde stuff, like your vehicle will break down, or your schedule's off and you're not waking up on time for work and that type of stuff. Those kind of things happen during Mercury retrograde, but what specifically is affected by the blood moon last night for this month, especially around this time, specifically this week, you might have problems with your relationships. You might even have a massive breakup with someone you've been with for a long time. And what first looks like bad luck, but if that person wasn't supposed to be resonating with you, or if you're on a spiritual journey and they're not like climbing that mountain of spirituality without you, they might fall off because your energies can't. You're not vibrating at the same frequency. So in the long run, it's actually going to be a good thing that you might have broken up with this person. It leaves the door open for someone that's supposed to be or meant to be with you, even though you may think that's not the case. Like, oh, I thought the person that I was with was who was meant to be. For you to understand that, you'd have to reflect back, make a conscious observance, and reflect to see if that's true or not. Because a lot of you might have done that just by the emotional reaction. Oh, I loved him a lot. But it's like, yeah, you can love him, but was it really meshing the way you thought it was? Was there things that were irritating you, that was stressing you out throughout your day, and you were thinking about oh man, I gotta go home and deal with this type of stuff like all the time. Not every once in a while. Everybody in the world has the every once in a whiles. But if it's on a weekly basis, oh, I gotta go home and deal with this. You might have had some bad things happen to you, and you weren't like realizing it because you were in that slight negative vibration, and it was normality. So normality doesn't feel like there's something wrong, and I've experienced this too because you're a human with a temporary spiritual being, not temporary human, a spiritual being have a temporary human experience. Sorry, I couldn't get that out. In that experience, what you're doing is you can adapt. We're adaptable because we're co-creators. I mean, if we created this simulation, we can adapt to it in any facet we want to, and adapt. You don't have to be awake to adapt. To be adaptable, so you get comfortable with a specific vibration and you stay there, and that's why a lot of people do that, because they get comfortable with the vibration. They don't actively say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna raise this because I don't feel comfortable with this anymore, or I never feel comfortable with it, I need to get out of it. But you thought it was normal. People in specific locations on the planet, even cliques and cultural cliques in societies around the world, what they're living in what their country's telling them and their religions are telling them, they think that's the normality. That is normal, and they're doing the right thing based on that normality. And every one of those things is different. So you got to imagine on this grand scale of this globe, how many people have adapted to the normality of the cultural energies that are surrounding them. If you grew up in dirt in a poor country and slept on the dirt, maybe you had some sort of like rug down on the floor or even a blanket or something, but you're laying on the dirt, even if it's under shelter, you think that's normality. And if you never watched TV, you think everybody on the planet was doing that. Unless you actually walked over to a big city or something and said, wow, people are sleeping in beds inside of buildings. They have electricity and water and they're clean and all that stuff. Well, why don't I have that? Like that'd be your first thought, right? Like, wow, why can't I be in that? I didn't know that my culture normality was sleeping in the dirt. What if your normality is sleeping and living in a mansion? What if your normality is living in on a mega yacht and cruising around the world to all the countries you want to visit? Whatever normality is to you is what normality is, and that's why we're adaptable. And you need to be adaptable. To be a spiritual being, you need to be adaptable, because the forces that are going to be thrown at you, if you can't adapt, you're going to sink. You'll sink fast too, and it's bad. Like, I've done it before, and you don't really want to go there, because it's so much harder swimming back up to the surface to breathe that, breathe that spiritual air again, and not be drowning in whatever it is that you're experiencing. Trust me, you always kind of want to like inch further and further up. You don't have to make it like really hard work, just like actively work on it. You do one thing or one piece a day will always make progress, and it starts accumulating into a huge ball. Impressing the subconscious mind, filling that sphere of subconscious with affirmations and the stuff that you want to manifest in your life, and the vibrations you want to raise your vibration and experience serendipity and things like that. But anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I greatly appreciate you guys watching my videos, and have a nice day.